Okay, everybody, it's time for another Flatware Friday, another just informal chat. That's how we do it here on Flatware Friday. We're not doing anything formal anymore. Anyway, so the last time we talked, we were talking about atomic and mid-century modern style flatware and putting together that mixed lot. So I just wanted to give you an update on that. Did I get that listed? Well, yes, I did. But I did it today. And so it's been a couple weeks. Anyway, so I finally did get it listed, and what I ended up doing, I'll put up a picture, is I ended up listing it. I made a service for 8, and which is 40 pieces, and then I added like 7 serving pieces as well. So we've got 47 pieces, and I have it listed, I think on Etsy, on eBay for like $179 or something like that. And I am expecting to like take offers. I just decided to go a little higher on that because it is kind of like a full set, and it's also like a like it's curated. Okay, that's a good word for it. Looking on eBay, there's lots of like mixed, here's a bunch of atomic flatware kind of thing that sold for less. But it's not really curated to be a set someone could just like put in their drawer right away and use and have serving pieces and things like that. You see that a little bit more often on Etsy. And that's where I had sold my original sets, was over on Etsy. Anyway, I thought what we would do today is just, I've picked up some flatware over the last couple of weeks, and I just thought I'd go through some of it with you. Just some of the stuff. I'll show you what I found, kind of why I picked it up, that kind of thing. So we're going to start with this fork. So anyway, this was just a fork I found the other day when I was at our bins clearance store. I dug through a bunch of kind of cheap flatware, but this one, it looked kind of nice. It looked pretty solid. So I double checked the back, and sure enough, it says Yamazaki. So I do know the pattern of this one. I have some of this stuff I've done some preliminary research on, but this one is Yamazaki Kara, and I have sold this pattern before years and years ago. And it looks like, according to my emails, that the only thing I hadn't sold was a serving spoon. So that's probably still in a bin out in my garage. So who knows? I'm not going to put that together with this. And there's not a lot of comps for just what a single dinner fork might possibly sell for, but I'm just going to list it because I have it. And I don't think I'll come across a bunch of that anytime soon. And so I'll just get that one listed by itself and see how we do. Speaking of the bins, I'll put up a picture, I think I still have it, of just, one of my favorite little things to see at the bins is just a little container of random flatware. And I was happy that what I could pull out of that was some nice, again, solid pieces. A lot of times what's at the bins, what I'm seeing is just kind of that stuff that you could bend it like with one hand. Just kind of cheap stuff. This has a satin finish. And so I took a quick gander. Sometimes I can actually see without my glasses. Gorham. And so I was excited about that. And it has such a nice kind of classic look. So it's mostly, there's a few forks. There's a table dinner oval soup spoon thing. There's quite a few knives. And what I think I figured out was the pattern is called Georgetown. There is a glossy Georgetown and a satin Georgetown. I think one's older, one's newer. So sometimes finish is something that you keep an eye out for when you're trying to identify your flatware pieces. You want to make sure that those things kind of line up, okay? I'm going to share a yard sale find. I didn't talk about this, right? I'm starting to get confused because I'll share things really quick on Facebook, and I'm like, did I talk about that on... Did I talk about that in a video? I think I did. Well, I'll give you a little update. It was a thrift with me video, right? Did I share my flatware find with you in the little case? Now, I thought I could sell this little flatware container, right? It's very retro, harvest yellow, harvest gold. But as I pick it up, I realize it's broken in many spots on the bottom. So if I had said that in the past, I was wrong. Okay, so yeah, so anyway, there was a Twin Star serving spoon. Now, isn't that so cool that Twin Star does that? They make the little star cutout, kind of star and moon. Well, they're little swoops, but anyway, I just love that. So I have that to add to my Twin Star items. There were a few little silver plated, little tiny baby spoon kind of things. And then I did identify the pattern that this whole set was. It's called Fantasy. Okay, so this is Oneida Limited. It's 1881 Rogers stainless. And it has a very kind of mid-century look. And I might have been fooled by this when I talked about it in the video. It is vintage flatware. But according to replacements.com, it was from the 90s. Okay, so even though it has this and that's according to replacements.com, that kind of threw me off a little bit. I mean, I wasn't positive that it was definitely like mid-century. It just has that look. And it could be that the 1881 Rogers, kind of looking at it, I gotta get it in good light. It does kind of look like a newer kind of mark on the back. So I'm not sure. Anyway, I don't know that I can find any other information anywhere else that would date it. So I'm just going to call it vintage and we're going to call it good. But anyway, it does have that kind of look to it. I don't know that the prices on replacements.com, the prices for like replacement pieces are not super high. And so that could mean that the reselling market won't be so great either. But $2 is what I spent for the whole thing. And so even if I just make a service for 4 or however many people I've got here, I might just sell the whole thing. And we're going to see that as a recurring theme probably today. A lot of the flatware I picked up, some of the brands you might be kind of surprised I actually picked them up. But I have a feeling I'm just going to end up selling quite a few of them just in larger lots. Okay, so there was that. I forgot, I think I shared that with you maybe on a thrifting video when I was doing yard sales or something. Okay, so let's take a look at this. We'll talk about why I found it or why I picked it up. It's a large set of flatware. And this is probably going to be my biggest challenge. It was $7.99 for this honkin' bag. Okay, so I'm going to cut it open. I'm going to show you what I got. Now, I have sold this style of flatware before, and I'm actually bought this and it's unbranded. So I don't generally do the unbranded thing, but let me show you the style. Okay, you see that? Now, there's a few companies that do similar type flatware. Cambridge, Hampton, I believe, are two of them. One is called Bistro. I think one's called Townhouse or something like that. So what I decided to do, all it says on the back is like 18.8 stainless china. I don't think that there's a brand on any of these. Made in China, stainless steel. Yeah, there's no brand. Okay, so they're probably just a generic whatever. But every time I have this style, no matter what the color is down here, even if it's plain stainless steel without a color, this style always sells, okay? So again, it's kind of my plan to take these, the ones that are in good condition, make a lot, and just call them like bistro style or something like that. I don't know that I'll be able to identify any specific kind of maker. So it's just that there was so much of it for, what did I say, $7.99? And I might have had a coupon that day. I rarely shop Goodwill without a coupon these days. But anyway, they're in good shape for the most part, it looks like. And I just felt like someone needs these, even if they just need them for their camper or something like that. And speaking of, they may end up in my camper. I don't know. speaking of camping, we do have a camper that we hardly ever use. It's a long story. But we did try it out for the first time recently, and we do have a set of flatware in it. That was a set of flatware I decided was not worth listing. All right, so that's kind of the benefit of thrifting. But these are kind of more camper style. So we're going to give it a go. We're going to list them. We're going to see how they do. And I know my $8 investment can turn into something, right? I can do that. All right, looking at some other brands. Here's another tricky one that this might be a little tricky. And it's a brand I don't generally pick up, except I did just recently sell 4 dinner forks for, let me find it. Okay, so the brand is Flatware. Again, it's not something I pick up super often. But people do need replacements for Flatware too. So I sold, they were 4 dinner forks of a pattern that didn't really have a name. On replacements.com, they were FRW79. And I sold them for $12. Okay, so that was like $3 a piece. So I can't remember. I think I found them recently. Again, they might have been a bins thing. They were in good shape. They were kind of interesting, and I listed them, and they sold fairly quickly. So, you know, how can you argue with that? But so I had bought the other day this bag, and then again, we have $5.99 on this bag, okay? And it was Flatware, but what caught my attention was the pattern, because I thought it was really cool looking. Okay, it's textured. It's kind of like a textured bark. It's textured on the back as well. Again, Flatware, it's not heavy duty. You know, you're not feeling like, ooh, this is the greatest feeling flatware. But it's adequate. So preliminary searches on Flatware on replacements.com, I can't find it. So this is what it looks like. As you can see, there are other textured ones, hammered ones, a honeycomb kind of pattern. How's the light in here? Sorry, I'm kind of in a dark room. But it's just textured. It has kind of cornered, you know, rounded corner edge. Here you go. And it's textured on the back, and all it says is Flatware right there. It might somewhere else say a place. I don't know. So again, not big money, but it seems to be in fairly good condition. So if I can't find a name for it, I am going to describe it. And I'm just going to say, you know, Flatware, service for whatever. So many pieces, textured, bark texture, hammered, something like that. Not quite hammered, but textured, you know, I don't know, a bark texture makes sense. And so I will cross-list it to Poshmark and probably Depop or something like that. I don't know. I don't have to just rely on eBay for this. And same thing with like the garage sale flatware that I was like, oh, it's not as old as I thought it was. That might not necessarily be a bad thing. The look is kind of cool. And so, you know, I can put it on Etsy, I can put it on Poshmark, and I've got options of places that I can list it. Okay, so here's another one that, again, not super exciting. The brand on this one is Flatware, and Flatware has some good patterns. It's got some patterns that actually sell for really good money. This is not one of them. But anyway, same thing. As you can see the mark on there, it's got the little Flatware little logo kind of thing. But they're decent. It's a decent brand. I mean, a decent pattern. Again, you can kind of tell when something is kind of not the greatest quality. The handle is flatter, right? It's just kind of like the back looks a little more unfinished, right? It's not round where it's the whole design all the way around. More like a stamped, it looks more stamped than created, right? But anyway, this pattern I have sold before. It's called Kenilworth. And again, this was a bag that was $5.99, and I can take probably the whole thing. It's got some serving pieces in it. I can either lot up the whole thing, or if I want to do the work, I'm sure I could sell the pieces, you know, the forks, the whatever. I can divvy it up and make profit that way as well. It just depends. I think what it'll come down to is what I have the patience for when it's time to list it. And especially if I want to report back on this video, then the sooner I get it listed, the sooner the video will make more sense, right? Okay, so that's that. Now this was my like more exciting find. So again, another bag, $5.99. It's become the Flatware bag price now. It's got some utensils and things in it, but I had noticed some flatware down at the bottom that I like the look of. And so we're gonna dig into it. This will probably get listed first, because what I thought I saw when I pulled it out, now see, this one has some heft to it. It's got some good feel to it. And I know I have talked about this in a previous video, which if you haven't seen, I'll put it at the end of this video. Maybe, I don't know. You should go watch it after this. But if you follow my Flatware Fridays, you've probably already seen it. But we had talked about the cube-shaped mark on the back of Oneida flatware. It's called heirloom. They call it heirloom flatware. Now, these don't have that. Instead, they say heirloom by Oneida and something else. USA, I think. So it spelled it right out for me, and I think that might be the first time finding it. So I'm thinking what we've got here, this might be Dover. Do you think this is Dover? Have you guys explored Oneida heirloom flatware? Let me look. Oneida silver. Sorry, I don't know that I want to share the screen at the moment. Because, okay, so I'll explain. My computer has issues, and sharing my screen, you guys don't even know that last video I did with the highlights of sales from June almost did my computer in. Like, I screen shared way too long on it, and it, yeah, it didn't like that. So it took a lot to get that video out to you guys. Okay, so I can't really screen share at the moment, but I'm thinking Dover. Is this Dover? This is Dover. I was right. I'll put up a picture, don't worry. I'll just edit instead of... Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's Dover. So I was just excited to find some heirloom. So these I will definitely divvy up. Okay, so I've got... What have I got? I've got some spoons, got some forks. That's exciting. I've got another fork, another spoon. So there's teaspoons, and there is oval soup spoons, but there's a couple teaspoons. There's dinner forks, another thing of dinner. So far I've got 4 dinner forks. Yay! So let's double check what we can sell those for. And everything else I think is random. That might get lotted up. Oh, no, any more? Oh, another teaspoon. Sweet. Okay, I think that's it. And some utensils. I don't know what I'm gonna do with. Didn't look like anything good. So let's see, let's go over to eBay. I'm just gonna put up screenshots for you guys because, like I said, I can't screen share right now, but I will take a screenshot. Dinner forks. Okay, so there's always people who are just doing the variation listings, which we've talked about before, and variation listings are totally doable for listing your flatware. Let's see, dinner forks. Those look like salad forks, but anyway, $10 for 2? No, I don't think so. Dinner forks, Oneida Dover dinner forks, heirloom stainless flatware, set of 4, $49.98, free delivery. 4 dinner forks, $45.99. That's That's what I'm talking about. Okay, and so then there'll be teaspoons, and then there'll be things like that. So that is exciting. That makes me want to list flatware. Anyway, so that was what we're looking at for what I found. Oh, now tell me, you guys, what you think I should do. This, I should be grateful to the flatware I'm about to show you because they caught my eye. And so that's what made me look and then see the Dover flatware. So there were these in that bag. And they're just like blue. They have like an Asian, Japanese something motif. I've got no markings at all on it. Not even on the knife. I don't see anything on the knife. Nothing on the knife. Nope. Okay, so this is what I got. Some forks and a knife. But they're super pretty. So we're gonna list those too. So we're talking, I'm tackling the no-name flatware, the unbranded. We're gonna shoot for keywords. How about that? We'll see. And who knows, maybe if I Google those or replacement lens, like something will come up. Maybe it's some like store like Crate and Barrel or something like that sold them. Anyway, how has your flatware selling been? Have you guys been selling them? I love it when you guys make comments that you're like, oh, thanks to your Flatware Fridays, now I sell, like I sold this Yamazaki, I learned that brand from you. You know, I got some good comments like that recently. So share those down below. I'm going to get going. This is earlier in the week. You'll see this on Friday. So I have a few days to kind of get it edited and things like that. And I hope you guys are doing great, and I will talk to you soon.